Okay, hello. I'm gonna have a lot of time off. I'm not going home for the holidays this year. So instead, I'm gonna dedicate some of my time to bring some holiday carnage to you. Starting with the Christmas Crusades, which I'll be playing the Papal State to get the Holy Trinity achievement. Hopefully. Be sad if that didn't work. Was this lower last time I looked? Not gonna question another military. Probably mute mumble so there's no surprises. Alright. I am the Papal States. Start with Pope Eugenius the Fourth. I'm an obsessive perfectionist and a entrepreneur. And very old, as popes are wont to be. So, as far as my national ideas go, I start with extra diplomatic reputation and increased religious unity. So I can tolerate a little extra religious... No, that didn't work. I can tolerate some other religions a little bit, which is kind of funny considering I'm the Papal State. I'll be picking up tolerance of the true faith +2, national tax multiplier +20%. That's quite a good one, especially since I'm in Italy. A yearly prestige +1. Reduced cost to fabricate claims. Production efficiency +10%. Reduced prestige decay, and effectively that means my resting point will be at 20 instead of 0. And aggressive expansion impact -10, which is also very nice. Now I have played the Papal State once before I started streaming ever. And things were a little broken back then, so I basically restored the Roman Empire when I did that. Sans Spain, I think it was. So, strangely enough, it looks like Castile and Burgundy and Provence have rivaled me. I always find it funny that the oh, this seems broken. That nobody says it has an army according to this. But I always find it funny that these Catholic states are rivaling the Pope. I guess it's not too ahistorical. So, Austria, I want to be my friend. They are a priority, and they have rivaled France, the Ottomans, and Lithuania. Now, rivaling Lithuania is no problem to me, if I can, but I can't. Hello, Rash. I'd save your hype until I don't fail miserably. At any rate, I want to get in good with Austria. That's really important for my start, because I plan to join the HRE. As the Pope. Now what's interesting about that is, if I recall correctly, they're a kingdom. And they are locked to a kingdom as the Papal State. So by joining the HRE, I won't be demoted to a duchy like most. Which is the biggest downside for being in the HRE. So, I'd like to get common rivals with Austria, so France wouldn't hurt. I would have preferred to do Lithuania, because that'll probably be temporary, but they're not on my list. Even more important, I want to ally Austria right away. Can I rival the Ottomans? I can't, they're too big, but I can rival France. So that's a decent start. We'll just rival the French. What could go wrong? Castile hates me, Burgundy hates me. I can also rival Burgundy. I don't see a problem with that. Keep things a little even between me and the French, I suppose. That's not Burgundy, that's Castile. Alright, Castile... That'll be rough if I do rival them. I'd rather rival someone local. Like Siena. Or Florence. Sorry. Siena looks to be too small, so Florence it is. Or Ferrara. Alright. Incorporate Urbino, reclaim Ferrara. Well, that lines up nicely with what I'm doing, doesn't it? For their loyal support during our struggle with the emperors, we granted the House of Este the Duchy of Ferrara as papal fief. Or fief? Fief? I'm not sure. However, it is now our time to recover these lands. Well, bonus isn't very good, but it'll make incorporating Ferrara nice and quick conquer Arezzo. That might be a better bonus. Both of them are on Florence. I can't integrate Urbino for a while, so there's no point in taking that. I'd rather get the free claim for trying to conquer Arezzo. Means I can use my many diplomats. Holy crap, what do I have 4? Base value, government rank for being king. Oh, I'm the Curia controller. Right! That rarely happens to me, so I'm not familiar with the bonuses. Yes, for being Curia controller, I get stability, cost reduction, another diplomat, more prestige, cheaper advisors, more advisors to choose from, slightly cheaper tech, another leader without upkeep, and another 20% aggressive expansion reduction. So a Catholic power that just had enough all the Catholic land and permanently became Curia controller would actually be pretty powerful. Right, so I've allied Austria, or at least the diplomat is en route. Should probably make some other allies. Seems prudent. I have to wait a day. Alright, allied with Austria. Lucca wants to ally me. I don't suppose there's any chance I'd be able to vassalize them. Member of Empire is going to go away eventually. Yeah, they're pretty rich. I don't... Actually, they're not. Huh. Allying Lucca doesn't sound terrible. What's my income? Can I afford... My income's okay, but I have to build up my army still. Send out my trade ships and galleys. Ah. Not the transports. I'm in Genoa is my primary trade node. That once I go home at war. Don't want to risk my few boats. Transports can probably stay. I'll accept the Lucan alliance. I'm okay with that. It also frees me up to send another diplomat somewhere. Probably not Venice, because I assume the Austrians are going to want a piece of that. What's funny is I'm in 2 end nodes here, which puts me in a really good trading position if I conquer, well, basically all of this. I would be trade king of 2 end nodes at once. Wow, Italy is in a good position since they changed the trade around. I never really thought about that. Maybe it's time for a Lucca game. Can certainly afford it. Lucca, actually, that campaign sounds super easy. Let's see, who else wants to be my friend? Well, Milan, for starters, sounds fine. We'll go with that. I have no room to claim anything else, and I believe everything around me is imperial territory to the north. Yes. Which is funny. Because the Shadow Kingdom is going to... probably still going to fire unless the Austrians suddenly get control of a big chunk of Venice and possibly Urbino. I'll probably integrate Urbino before then, so maybe they'll be in the Empire. Do I want any other alliances? You know what I can do? Excommunicate the French. Or the Spanish, but I'd rather wait on the Spanish. Who's in a better position to get hurt? Well, nobody owns Navarra, so that's a problem. The French and the Castilians aren't going to go directly to war. What exactly bonuses, what penalties does excommunication confer? I should probably look that up real quick. -2 yearly prestige, -10 papal influence yearly, -5 devotion, tolerance of the true faith, relations with Catholic nations, relations with Catholic theocracies. Okay. So what that's gonna do, that'll be really good when Castile gets its unions, because then I can maybe break up the unions. But for now, let's just try to butcher the French. If they're gonna go ahead and be a problem, I'm gonna be a problem right back. Then again, if I could find someone else that just hated me, I could excommunicate Ferrara. It's not cheaper to take land from them, is it? I'll have to see the CB. Why don't I excommunicate Florence? I just want to see what that CB looks like. Have to wait a month, but now he's excommunicated. Oh, Cosimo de' Medici. There's a show on Netflix about him. I've noticed. Started watching that just yesterday. Anyway, let's see. I have a terrible leader, and I hope he dies. But anyway, I need to get my relations up with Austria. That's step one. Need to get this whole step rep. It's expensive. Improved relations plus 20%. It's pretty good. Yeah, speaking of improved relations, let's go ahead and get a advisor on them. Hire someone. I would love this guy, but he's a little expensive. Then again, maybe it's worth it this early. Especially if the Pope dies and I lose my diplomatic reputation bonus. Am I getting one? I'm drawing a blank again. No, so that's fine. I do have a permanent bonus, though, for being the Pope. 48 ducats to hire him. Take the improved relations guy instead. And maybe I could be fabricating claims on somebody else, like Siena. I have a lot of diplomats, and I'm not used to using even the few I typically have, so. Alright. Austria. Let's have a chat about how great I am. Do Milan too, since they're my ally. Those are the only two allies I picked up. No, I also picked up Lucca. Not worried about them, they're gonna want me around. Okay, let's see the CB. Excommunicated ruler. 50% aggressive expansion. That is good. But he's in the HRE right now, so... Wait, why is it only these 2 provinces? Why is Pisa not in the deal? Oh, because I border these 2. Oh, okay. Only border provinces. Well, in that case, I want to claim on the other one. So I need to get Austria up to 193 opinion. It's going to be expensive, but what isn't? Oh, Poland did not keep Lithuania. That's actually good for me, because I either have to go by sea or by land up north to the Teutonic Order and Livonian Order. And an HRE would make that really rough. England is trying to make a union with France. That could be really good or really bad. I have never seen the AI instantly do that before. Is it because France denied the union? France declined to return Maine? I'm not sure. I remember when I was playing England, it didn't come up so easy. I'm thinking I should give myself military focus. That next level is going to be really good. I'm actually not going to focus yet. This province is a bit of a pain. What's the calculation for joining the Papal State? I think the more land you have, the harder this is, so I might have to give up a little land in order to get into the HRE. I'm willing to make an early sacrifice to make that happen. I also don't need to be paying my army whatsoever at the moment. If I remember right, I can't make my Pope a leader, sadly. No more battle Pope. See, enemy. I'm actually gonna get pretty close here. Probably a bit of a donation to the Emperor will get me into the HRE just fine. In the meantime, my claims are cheaper, so let's go ahead and. Well, oh, it's not cheaper yet. I have to build up to the idea. Ferrara's allied to the Papals, or the Emperor. It's a problem. Savoy and Venice as well. Well, I'm not going through that brick wall anytime soon. Ferrara is a pretty rich area, though. As good as Rome in Firenze. Who else could I be improving relations with? Suppose buttering up Lucca wouldn't hurt me. Lithuania's actually been improving relations with me, so maybe I become friends with... Well, no, because they like the... They're opposed to the Emperor. Bye-bye Byzantium. Oh, you're... Venice is attacking Byzantium. Well. Not expected, but... within reason. Allying to Aragon might not be terrible. I have too many allies right now. Now, as the Papal State, I can't actually have my say in the election of cardinals. Because I don't gain papal influence. Which is sad, because I don't get to take advantage of any of the papacy mechanics. Now I believe, yeah, any of the percent chance not taken up by other countries through their papal influence goes to me. So the benefit of being the Papal State is you have a large chance of being Curia controller. Who am I spying on here? Siena, right. Just a wee bit longer. I'll join the Holy Roman Empire. And then the Crusades begin. France is crushing the English. So it doesn't look like there's going to be a union. Which is good, I suppose. It would have been nice to see France crippled, but then the English could have eventually integrated them and gone on a rampage on continent. Then again, it's the English, so they probably wouldn't be able to manage their troops real effectively, shuttling them between English, France, and England. Because they're going to prefer to keep their troops on the capital. Let's just speed 5 this. Not terribly much to look at, I don't think. gonna go ahead and keep building a spy network in Florence. I do plan on invading them fairly soon. Siena's HRE, right? They are. Them I don't want to invade so much. Alright, we are at... Oh yeah, I'm easily going to get into the HRE at this rate. I only need 2 more relations, and there it is. Holy Roman Rome. A kingdom within the Holy Roman Empire. So then, let the games begin. Florence has no allies, probably because they're excommunicated. So it's time to pay the old troops. Since I outnumber them, I assume this will be relatively easy. I could also hire another advisor to make the ordeal a little more fluid. None are really good for the situation. I'd rather have the money. I don't have estates, do I? I do have estates. Righto. Apparently the military owns a very large portion. What do you own? Where did I keep that button? Okay, burghers own Ancona, Romagna's nobility, and the clergy owns Avignon. So, that's actually good because it means I can call in a general from the nobility, which is just as good as the demand military support, considering I'm going to get a general anyway. Ooh, not bad. He's got 2 siege and at least 1 shock pip, so that's good. Double check they don't have a fort I can't see somewhere. This one. They do have a capital fort, but that's about all they're packing. So, wait 1 more month to get full morale. And then it's war with Florence. Those priests are spreading heresy. They can do that. Wow, I have a lot of prestige going on. Oh, high devotion gives you prestige. Carry the controller gives you prestige. Power projection, apparently I have a little of that for having rivals. And being the papal state apparently gives me yearly prestige +1. Wow. Quite good. Luca's demanding land. I could promise them land. I can give them Pisa. I don't think that would be terrible, considering my claim is going to be for these 2 provinces. That would certainly ease my time here, and I wouldn't necessarily run out of manpower for it. You know what I'm doing it. Luca, come on in, I'll give you Pisa. You got no claims. I'm going to make it very clear that I want these. And you only want Pisa anyway, so this works out well for me. Alright, Luca. The dream team. If I'm lucky, they'll go kill Luca. And I can just take Firenze. Interesting route. But no, we're going this way. Alright. The first Crusade. Apparently I beat their ships. They had one ship. Alright, I caught him. The Lucans are coming to help. And this should be a crushing victory. Actually, don't want to lose control of the siege to the Lucans. So I won't shuffle my troops because I'm afraid it'll happen. Kingdom of Italy and the Empire. Venice, except Venice. Venice doesn't have to be added. Piedmont, Lombardy, Emilia-Romagna. Where's that? Is that a city? Is that what this is? No, that's Bologna. Are these areas? Italian states. It doesn't matter too much to me, but it matters a little because it'll mean I cannot take as much territory. And the Emperor might make them into free cities, so it'll be a little harder to take. Alright, here we go. So all I think I have to do is not add these to the Empire, and I pretty much guarantee that this won't fire. The other states will leave. Alright, Pisa's doing its thing. Or, Luke is doing its thing, collecting Pisa. Cavalry can help loot a little better. The cool thing about being Papal State is being in Italy, I'm going to get the Renaissance a lot faster than others. Been playing in Northern Europe last couple of campaigns, taking a while. Ooh. 47.21 ducats for mercantilism. It's a lot of money. The burgers being happy is a lot of money too. I'll play their game. We have a new pope. And France somehow got papal controller. Well, sad days. Sad days indeed. At least I'm well advised. So I should have like 1 million people to choose from. 1 million. Or 5. Just got looted for 28 ducats? Wow. Rome's loot is gone. Ouch. Well, at least my leader is much better than the last guy. At the subpar 142 level. Magdeburg? The Bishop of Magdeburg has convoked a jubilee in Magdeburg. A holy year of remission of sins and universal pardons. This is a Christian tradition which dates back to 1300 when Pope Boniface the 8th convoked a holy year in Rome. So I can either make them like me, or make them not like me. This should be reserved for us. Not every Christian ruler should be allowed this. Yes. 100% papal greed over here. Alright. Well, these go to me, of course. Holy crap! This is half aggressive expansion? That makes me uncomfortable. Well, Pisa gave this to me. Luca gave this to me. I'm gonna keep calling them Pisa. Well, okay. I want to link up my lands, but I also don't want my lands being taken by Ferrara. I think I prefer this. That's so much aggressive expansion. This war goal was supposed to make it cheaper. Wait a minute, wasn't my mission to take Arezzo? It is. My greed knows no bounds. No bounds at all. Okay, knows one bound. Firenze should be mine. I also want their treasury. is this truce going to be at this point? Pretty long. That's long enough. I'm just going to take war reps too. Yeah. Well, I have access. I can go through Urbino. I'm an idiot. I should have attacked from here so I can get to their capital faster. But I was thinking I couldn't walk through Urbino. I was even considering taking my transports around to Ancona and sailing to Romagna. Forgot they were my vassal. Well, so goes the crusade. And we lost the excommunicated ruler, CB. Oh, because he switched rulers. I wonder if that made the cost of taking land go up, and that's why it was so expensive. That might be it. Well, let's core it up. Got a little extra cash to play with now. Should probably pick up another advisor. Manpower is looking really good after that. Force land, no. I'm inclined to get a military advisor. But I could always just focus military and then go admin. But I also want to get my first idea group relatively soon. You know what, I'm going admin. I'll let other people defend me as necessary. And I'll go the slightly money-friendly route. Alright. And I basically secured Arezzo for myself. Although Siena might go after it. It's always possible. Pisa was released to Doge no ruler. Okay, so I'm really friendly with the Emperor, so he probably won't demand I return this. That is likely what happened to Pisa. No? What? Why are you free? Yeah, okay, the Emperor forced the return of Pisa. Alright, now I need a new rival. I think Genoa looks reasonable. Allied to Lithuania and Austria. Oh, that's right, because they have land out here. But Austria hates Lithuania. How does that even? You are on the knife's edge, sir. Provence is also a possibility. I do own this. It's a nice chunk of land over here. Now you're not HRE. Nor is any of your land. If I rival them, the French might choose... No, Oh, they're like, oh, they're allied. Never mind. They did rival me. Can rival Ferrara. Yeah, why not? I think I'll be going after Ferrara anyway. I might as well get some claims going on them. And Pisa. Now, Austria is allied to them, but I might be able to get away with declaring war on them in Austria. Having Austria not join. Why are the Byzantine troops over? Oh, that's right. They're fighting with the Venetians. And losing horribly. Venice might actually grow here. Venice is crushing them. And the Renaissance has begun. Where? The one province I didn't take. That's, you know, that's fine. At least it is spreading off of them to me. Devotion is low because... Oh, my stability, right. Yeah, it normally decays, and stability increases it. So having high stability means having high devotion. That's okay. Don't need it. A couple years I can access Urbino. Man, what is this? They don't even have allies. The Byzantines are just crushing Venice on their own. This is a Rome I'm proud of. What are you doing? Just take them. Take their land. Uh-oh, here comes the, oh, they peaced out with Venice because the Turk is coming. It is a shame. I wanted to see the Romans win. Who knows? Maybe they'll have their troops exiled here, they'll take some land and form a corps. And then I can take and release that corps and have a Byzantine vassal. Wouldn't that be special? Wouldn't be the strangest thing that's happened. luckily I've got an improved relations over time guy on my council. So this HRE land I'm taking shouldn't be too bad for me. At least I hope I do, and I'm remembering correctly. Yeah, improved relations plus 20%. May as well claim up the Venetians too. I don't see a problem with that. There's claims everywhere. I need a strong Italian power base. France is no longer a valid rival. France excommunicated Burgundy. Yes. Go ahead and rival Genoa. Well, now that I'm not rivaled with France anymore, yeah, our relations can become fairly positive, and I kind of want to keep it that way. Just in case, I do have this border province of theirs. And I'm loath to surrender anything. Especially considering it's in this nice trade node that I kind of want to keep. Sistine Chapel. The Cappella Maggiore, the Great Chapel, is used for masses that can be held in smaller, less public spaces than the basilicas. The years have not been gentle to the once magnificent chapel that was decorated by Fra Angelico. Its walls leaning and it is in a ruinous state. The chapel should be demolished. The structure is not safe enough for the many masses that are held there every year. A new, more magnificent building should take its place, and there are many famous artists that would be honored if they would ask to decorate the new Sistine Chapel. Going to bring Christmas to the heathens? I'm going to bring Christmas to everyone. By force. They'll know of my peaceful ways by force. No rush to take that tech. I need to learn the equation to calculate aggressive expansion. How dare Florence spy on me? That's just impolite. Does Venice start with Brescia? Am I going for the achievement? I'm always going for the achievement, Coolspin. I've been using this more and more lately, and now I can't remember where it is. Where's the province history? Nope, I guess it was theirs. Hmm. Might not even get any Florentine separatists. By network construction, yeah, why not? Take that over the 5 prestige. My prestige is doing just fine. Plus I can start making claims on the Venice. More jubilees. I really don't know what the benefit of this is. I'm gonna look it up. This might put off the Reformation, but it doesn't say that, so I'm curious. There's 2 versions of it. I'm not sure. I can't tell if I'm like actually helping anything or not, or if I'm just screwing with the. This is just a way for the AI to screw with other countries. Screw them. Jubilees are for me. Peasants in Florence. Yes. Wait, no, I'm getting a portion of their income. No! The Vatican Library. It is not yet formally established, though our library contains a multitude of manuscripts, books, edifices, and other written works. Right now the books are scattered in Rome, Avignon, and elsewhere, but if we collect them in our capital and add to it, our great library could become one of the greatest since the Royal Library of Alexandria. The founding of the Vatican Library could re-establish Roma as a destination for scholarship. Okay. Ooh. Okay. So I have a few versions of this I can do. None of them, which is not going to happen. I get the administrative version, which is -2 unrest and tech cost -5. I could get the diplomatic version, tech cost -5, and dip rep +1. Or I could get the military version, which gives me 5 discipline. And all of these are permanent. Oh, man. These are all really good. These are all really good. Discipline's going to be great for war. Permanent 5% discipline. I get another 5 for finishing off my ideas. I think, sticking with the Crusades theme, I'm going to have to go with the 5% discipline forevermore. Fund a library about military arts. Yep, and I got inspired by our holy cause, the volunteers from the Catholic world are arrived to help take the fight to the infidel and spread the true faith. Neat. Fantastic. Alright. Aggressive expansion is getting lower. So it's got 40. Jeez. These people. I want to wipe out Pisa. It'll let me get claims on all the Genoan provinces. The Bank of Florence is funding my advisors for now. What did I claim before? Did I claim anything? Not sure that I did. Let's go ahead and claim my way to Venice. Oh, I need more. Now Ferrara is allied to them, which is going to be a bit problematic. And Austria, so I can't go that way for the moment. I should be improving relations with Urbino so I can annex them as soon as possible. Maybe at the onset of the next war. I don't really need to be paying my army either, considering I haven't been fighting anything. I'm used to being rich enough that I don't need to manage that. Holy... Oh, they're in a trade league. Crap. Oh, these trade leagues. Even Florence is in a Ragusan trade league, though they might not be after they fall to these rebels. I'll have to pay attention to that. Well, it'll give me a pop-up because there was only one person in the league. The Ottomans allied Ragusa. So long, Roman Empire. You were amazing in that you invaded Venice with your dying breath. Funny is, if they took land from Venice, they might still be around. But they just like snatched up Istria or something. I would have happily incorporated them into my realm as a reward for their service. Romagna is getting, well, they don't get a double helping. Well, at least the Renaissance is growing, albeit slowly. Rome's getting it off of Siena now. Burgundy is once again excommunicated. Alright, so it looks like Florence didn't drop out of the trade league, which is sad. Not as sad as my poor naval research. Tempted to focus admin. Seems like a decent idea. As much as I'd like to keep up in military. I want that first idea. Can always pick up a military advisor if I really need to. This buys me a little bit of time before my diplomatic power caps out for the Renaissance to spread. And I can use that dip power to encourage that if I need to. Got my grubby little hands in both end trade nodes here. My trade income is pretty decent. No jubilees. The repercussions be damned. So how's this looking? I have a 16% chance of getting the carrier controller. That kind of sucks. So it probably won't happen that much. I'm just the default choice if nobody else wins, basically. I have no say in the matter except for by taking their land. These alliance blocks are rough. I could get Lucca and Milan to help me against Venice, but Austria is not interested. It's going to be a while before I can get 10 favors with them. Apparently they don't care to take the land. They got a diplomat ruler. That would do it. Yeah, they're only interested in German stuff. Feeling just a touch boxed in. The Crimea did not accept Ottoman intervention when their leader died. They are independent. which is great because that means the Ottomans are going to be less powerful, and I will have to fight the Ottomans. What would a good crusade be without attacking the Turks? Or the Byzantines if you're Venice. Goodbye, Urbino. I am capped. Okay. Whoop! I'm well ahead on that tech. It wouldn't be so terrible. Or I could invest it in my provinces. Which would give me a slight increase in production. Investment it is. And that might give me enough time to get Renaissance in Rome. Seems to have like doubled in speed here. Is it because Siena has it? No, that's why I had it before. It seems to have doubled though. Is it because the looted penalty is gone? Maybe that was it. The Capella Maggiore, the Greater Chapel, is used for... This is the same event. But this is a permanent bonus, so I can keep taking this prestige until I build the chapel. Interesting. Yeah, alright. I don't want to push my luck. I got it twice, so I assume I can keep farming that for prestige, but... I'll just build the chapel. For 20-some ducats. Oh no, that's bad. I didn't see that coming. Oh, that's real bad. Burghers or clergy? I'll get more money from clergy, so... Unless I can... Yeah, side with the clergy. Let's take 150 admin power off of them. Okay, they didn't stack wipe me, which is what I was hoping for. He's an inspirational leader now. Yes, that was inspiring. Well done. You did it. I'm gonna give Luke access to me. And hopefully that'll help me when I go to take it out. Take out that stack. Luckily my losses shouldn't have been too terrible. The infantry I'm just going to merge, because I'm going to get some new infantry off of Urbino shortly. And then the remainder is 11,000 separatists. That's a lot of separatists. But I should have the bonus here. The advantage. And I have the better leader, so... Into the breach. Come on, Urbino. Are you kidding? Why are you exiled? Okay, well. Turns out you need good rolls to actually win battles. Wow, we got the fort with that? Alright. Okay. Renaissance embraced. I've got to take up. Across the board. And it's very likely they'll go to Pisa, so I'm just gonna wait. Maybe I'll just export them. This is quite costly. It's hard being Pope. What are you gonna do, Florentine separatists? Goodbye, Urbino. That should replace my lost troops. In large part. This might throw me over force limit. By 1, yep. Still over by 1. Yes, they went to Pisa, so I should be able to take this back, and they'll just take out Pisa, and everything will be fine. That'll go back to Florence, which is a little sad. I am over force limit, so let's ditch the non-reinforced infantry and go take back Firenze. Furthermore, I'm over my naval force limit, so let's fix that too. And I think I'm just going to ditch 2 transports. They got a good bit of time to get garrison back there. That's alright. This is why I stocked up so much money. Ironically, Pisa is going to fall, collapse, and give Florence more land. I'm down for more trade efficiency. Alliance for Austria. Why? Why would you betray me, Austria? I guess that's not actually that bad. Because they're still going to defend me in any case. So I'll do what I can to salvage it, but they might just end it because I am... Nope, I saved it. Apparently they just have to be over 160 with me. It's probably because they're alliance with Ferrara. And Genoa. I am rivaled to 2 of their enemies. No, they like me just fine. That's interesting. Empress Regent. Wait, does that mean... Oh, right. There's a regent, but... the Emperor is a child. Alright, goodbye, Pisa. Hello, more... Florence. Well, at least I got rid of my rebels. So that's nice. Should be able to tech up soon and take my first idea group. Question is, what's that gonna be? Got those Byzantine refugees, which could have gotten me 10% less tech cost right then and there. But I just hit the button, didn't pay attention. Yeah, I want it anyway. So besides Italy, where's the direction of growth? East! Always to the east. I need to take Jerusalem. So there's a few requirements here. I need Jerusalem, the Livonian Order, Teutonic Order, and the Knights have to be marches of mine. So taking the Knights out is going to be really important. Now these northern people, they're in a bit of danger because they're Prussian. Both of them, I believe. And while the Teutonic Order, I think, owns Prussian land, the Livonian Order doesn't. And so when they go away, their cores can vanish. So I've got to get up and stop the Livonian Order from going extinct before that happens. Even if that means no CBing and OPM to do it. Just out of the question. Okay, so I need a idea group. Now I do like influence. Aggressive expansion impact minus 20% is going to go well with the papal finisher, one of the last ones, as well as diplomatic reputation. The extra relation. It's all very good for just taking land. It also frees up my early admin. But it's also good slightly later because I won't be able to take land as fast anyway. Plus this area won't be this expensive forever because it's going to go out of the HRE, but by then I hope to own a big chunk of it. Admin's always good. I never take innovative. I'll be prestige king at that point if I do it. Not to mention the very cheap tech costs. The war, it's actually not bad at all. When's the next idea group? 2 admin techs, so I kind of want to get those earlier rather than later. So I'd rather hold off on taking an admin idea first, I suppose. Second would be ideal. I think an early military idea might be pretty good, especially if I focused military. Especially if I got something that gave me more discipline. Because that discipline's going to stack with my library and my finisher. A 15% bonus discipline with all that. So quality and offensive are very good. Plus offensive gives me more force limit. Quality gets me armor tradition, which is also quite good. Combat ability. I actually don't know how well combat ability really does. But I do like the idea of the additional siege ability to siege down those forts faster. These are the Crusades, and to win the Crusades you have to have an offensive mindset. You also have to keep up in tech, so I won't be taking that idea anytime real soon. Alright, this Lucan alliance is not doing me a whole lot of good. Milan is only allied with me. That's a little scary. Muscovy's doing quite well, which is also not the best. Although the Great Horde is invading the north. Nah, they're winning that. Take influence to lower your AE when you take northern Italy. Yep. I think influence might be my second idea, if not third. Influence also lets me do things like comfortably take the Byzantine land back, and not to mention have more relationship slots, since I'm going to have to take 3 marches in the end. For now, I lost my train of thought with that. Oh yeah, Lucca. Lucca's pretty useless. Hey, Asantian. Asantian. I'm excellent. How are you, man? Let's see. Who would make a good ally? Well, the French would make a good ally. But I think that would be the straw that broke the Austrian papal relations back. And again, like I was saying, I don't necessarily need Austria. It's just nice because they're rivaled with the Ottomans. On that note, Hungary might be good. Or the Poles. Poles might be an excellent friend. Let's just feel this one out. I actually like that Florence took more land here because they dropped out of their Ragusan trade. What do you call it? Trade League. Aragon's not so fun to me anymore either. Yeah, I think Poland's my ideal friend in this case, or the Mamluks. No, they don't like me that much. Whoa, Aragon gave Naples Syracuse. That's not something I see much. Well, Siena might be dropping out of their trade league real quick here. And since the aggressive expansion that I've accrued has dropped to a pretty minimal point, as soon as this war ends, I might be able to swoop in and just wipe the floor with them. Sadly, they are all in the HRE these are all HRE provinces, so they'll be very expensive, but at least I can cripple them to a point where I can comfortably come in and take the rest later. Maybe I'll leave him with 2 provinces so that he can't join another trade league. Probably these 2, because this one's my mission. I'd like a military advisor, por favor. What's Italian for please? I guess reinforced speed. The other ones I don't really want. Gotta save up for that tech. Okay. I have a feeling Austria is going to ditch me at some point soon. At which case, I probably will go for France. It's the better defensive option. For the moment. Just for now. Why is Siena not piecing out here? Okay, there they go. They full annexed them. And then Ferrara rivaled me. So, Emperor enacted a reform. Pretty good. We all get cheaper construction and development. So, Siena, you are no longer in a trade league. I can call in Lucca for favors. It makes me sad that you are in the HRE, but something's got to give. And Arezzo is my mission right now, so I'm going to take that. And they're going for Lucca. 2-2-1. Just go ahead and use my boats. See if they actually take... Oh, they took it for themselves. Okay. I was considering trying to get both of these. It probably would have been too much to ask for, but this is fine too. They might just drop out of the war here. If I'm real lucky, they'll force my alliance out of them. Bonfire of the Vanities. There's a vigorous preacher in Roma whose outdoor sermons about the temptations of vanity objects have led to his supporters collecting and burning cosmetics, arts, books, deemed immoral, and musical instruments. He rages on about how these objects might tempt one to sin and urges people, especially the famous artists of the Papal State, to bring these things he deems immoral to his bonfires. I can stop him for 10 devotion, or I can allow him to continue, but rescue the art for 5 prestige. Well, I have max devotion, so... he can do what he wants. He seems to know what's up. I might just let Sienna take Lucca. There's a risk, though, that he might annex it. Does he really want it? He does. Maybe not, then. Maybe not. Yeah, Austria doesn't know if it wants to stay with me or not. So much. If I waited a couple of years, I could take Siena, though. Ravensburg, Savoy, Bavaria, Salzburg. I'd have to wait 2 years like this. But I could take pretty much everything. You know, I think that's worth it. I'm gonna go save Siena. I'd appreciate it if you helped me save your own goddamn people. I can say that because I am his representative on Earth. It's fine. Don't worry about it. And I captured a ship, which probably puts me over my naval limit. No, we're good. Maybe I lost one? Maybe not. Either way, let's repair up. What did I get? You can repair up. The rest of you... go back to your trade mission in, Genoa? Apparently, Aragon rules. But repair... if you have any damage. So they should go fix themselves up. Quickly, they're getting away! Quickly, they're dead. Shift consolidate so I don't spend as much money. Alliance breaking with Austria because Austria is constantly annoyed with my shenanigans. I have a feeling this is going to end my Austrian alliance. I have a very strong feeling this is going to end my Austrian alliance. I find the risk acceptable. We'll go with those Papal Gallagly infantry, I suppose? Maybe? Yeah. Offensive 100%. Yep, gotta wait 2 years, then I can take this, and it'll be just enough. That I won't get a coalition. Every month Austria thinks about it. Oh, Burgundy integrated a whole bunch of people. And conquered Barwa. I prefer them to France, so go Burgundy. Unless they die and then it just goes back. That'll be sad times. Let's Reduce that military expenditure, please. This is a time of peace and occupation. Alright, in the meantime, I think I wanted to spy on Venice. I think I have an empty relation slot too, so I could be getting another ally. No problem. Poland's still not too eager. Triumph of the... I cannot give the clergy more influence, I'm quite certain. Yeah. Cannot afford. They're just gonna have to be mad. It's interesting, Kyrgyzstan. What's that come from? But I will not pretend that I was close to pronouncing your name. Okay, we're close to our second year of waiting here. And that should be plenty. We might get a small coalition, but our alliances should be able to keep us in a good position. Another thing I could do is actually improve relations with those around me. To prevent any real trouble. Might be the wiser course of action than spying on Venice. Who am I looking at here? I should have been doing this all along. Savoy, Genoa, Ferrara, Siena. Well, Siena won't matter. Genoa is my rival and is going to be a problem regardless. As is Ferrara. So I think this is fine. Savoy is the only issue. Apparently Castile had its civil war disaster. Butted up with Portugal through it. This looks pretty good. Savoy might be a problem. I have to handle a negative 60 aggressive expansion though, so I'm gonna keep the diplomat on them a little longer. I don't want them, Genoa, and Ferrara in a coalition, because I think that'll be too much for me. So I need the Savoyard opinion of me to be at least plus, I'd say 65 to be safe. It grows by about 4 a month, so that's pretty good. Oh, come on now. Come on now. It's expensive, but let's go fight some peasants in Umbria. Umbria? Oh, Umbria. I'll make sure the nobles pay me back. In some capacity. For example, a level 2 diplomat. Sounds real nice. Yes, it does. But can I afford it? I don't think that I can, really. I need the fort defense up. Didn't know this fort was up, actually. Alright, another month and we'll be plenty good to go because they're going to lose some aggressive expansion. Getting them to 65, which was my goal. There we go. Now Lucca gets more land, which pulls them out of their trade league. Which means if they want help, they'll need real alliances. And I get my central Italian everything. Since I did almost the entirety of the work, I get almost all of the spoils. It's good for me. There we go, and I finished my mission, so I get more prestige and manpower recovery. Neither of which I really need. Alright, I don't need this fort, that's for certain. So down it goes. The Firenze fort can cover all of them. That's where my troops will await. There's a new mission, placate France. We get them to 100 relations for some dip power and prestige. Sounds good. Rival of our rival makes Serbia like me. The same thing, but the French I think warrant a little more attention. Now Austria doesn't like me. He's not a big fan of my recent activities, so they might drop me. Savoy, I no longer care to speak to. And Lucca, I feel, has outlived their welcome. They were a useful starter ally, but I no longer need them. Thanks for playing. After which I will make a claim on their capital. And there goes Austria. Problem that they are. Because of my rivalry to their allies. Also unlawful territory, which they might now try to claim. But a French alliance sounds pretty good. This might break them up with the Spanish, which would be good for me. But right now that's where the power lies, so the French are going to be on my side. This will also complete my mission. Which lets me turn to Serbia and do the same thing. Well, without the alliance. Go ahead and get that Lucan claim. I certainly will not be giving in to the demands of the Austrians. They let me into the empire, they're going to have to live with the result. I think I need one more alliance to fill my... Oh, I need 2 more alliances to fill myself out. That's fine. I'm sure I can find something. The Danes are too far away. The French people state... The Spanish don't like Aragon. France also doesn't like Aragon, sadly. Tunis is losing to Mzab for some reason. Well, I may be able to acquire Hungary if I try at it. But for now, I think the French will protect me well enough. Damn you, Tunis. And luckily I can only be unlawful territoried once, and it's Arezzo. Which is good because... well, as long as I pay attention this time and actually pay my troops before they rise, things should go just fine. Who is this boat? This must have been one of Urbino's. Let's have you protect trade in Genoa instead. Might as well focus on my capital node, where I have more power anyway. Let's go ahead and get another improved relations advisor, because that's going to make me be able to attack much sooner. The Milanese, I should probably be paying some attention to. Oh, I guess I have been. Improved relations 64. Especially since all these things are going to piss them off as much as the Austrians. Alright, part of my territory. All the Tuscans. Unhappiness among the artisans. Either lose a stability, lose money, or lose 5 prestige. Oh, this is nice. What a great alternative, because I'm an obsessive perfectionist. Complaints indicate a lack of devotion to their work. I'm thinking I might as well state this, but I'm going to wait until I get the next admin tech. Or should I? You know what, there's no rush for that tech at all. Let's just state this. Pay the high fees. This one's also a state, the Romagna state. Ah, Emilia Romagna. Alright, rival of our rival done. What's next? Reclaiming Ferrara. Well, alright. If you say so, game. That Austrian alliance is not really thrilling, but I'm sure eventually they'll get distracted. Here's my spy was caught. That's okay, I barely need any more spy power to claim Lucca. Someday it'll be cheaper. Only ally is Savoy. I'm not sure how strong they are, but Milan might be willing to help me take them out when it comes time. Poland gets a civil war. Wow. That was quick. More volunteers for the holy fight. I am above my manpower limit. Alright, I'm going to pay my troops just a little, so that they start to reinforce ever so slowly. Kind of wish I could specifically allow reinforcements, but not pay the rest of them. That would be nice. Okay, I want this next mil tech, and then I'll start filling out offensive. That military tactics bonus is too big. Infantry shock is also quite big. And infantry fire. Lucas rivaled me. The fools! I could also claim Genoese land now. I like having all these claims up because it's going to... Looks like England's not doing so hot. Desmond and Scotland, France. Desmond and Scotland are crushing them. I'd love to see a Scottish Great Britain again. Where's that red? It's always red? Well, Ferrara's gonna hate me forever anyway. They are my rival after all. I have a lot of enemies. There goes that free manpower. Kinda wish I didn't shift consolidate now that I'm letting my troops reinforce a bit. But that's alright. I'm a little low on the force limit anyway. Well, I guess it's yearly prestige. We're at 60 and it's still positive gain. That is crazy. That also gives me a lot of morale. 6.1% morale. Not to mention the improved relations, which is very useful here. Does AI Burgundy ever form Netherlands? Got enough favors with Milan, they would help me against Lucca. Aggressive expansion is still a concern, though. Granted, Savoy wouldn't join a coalition, but Genoa certainly would. Venice might. Sadly, Venice is allied with France. If not, I could actually take them. And that's not HRE land. just eclipsed Ferrara. Okay. Okay. So, who do I rival now? Venice seems like an excellent choice. France has Aragon, and they might help me take Neapolitan land. In fact, they would join me against Naples if they weren't in another war. Well, aside from the fact that they don't owe me any favors. I guess I gain them faster with France than I do with, I did with Austria, whom I have lost all favors with. Great. But yeah, Neapolitan land will be much better, aggressive expansion-wise. There's also some pretty relatively cheap land compared to all the stuff I've been fighting in. The exception, of course, of Naples. It also gets me a nice area down here to make claims off of Ottoman land. Whom, by the way, I would love to see dead. But I'm not in a very good position to do that. So rivaling Aragon is likely to make me good against well, it's likely not to be interfered with by these Castilians. And when the Castilians die, okay, they're likely to get the Union, so the Aragonese rivalry probably won't last too long. A Venetian rivalry might get me Hungary as an ally, and they're a good ally to have for me. So I think I'll just go with Venice. I can still make my Neapolitan claims, though. Can and will. Lucca allied Savoy or Milan. That's rough. Now I can't declare war on them. Not that I was going to immediately anyway, but it's a big block. I'm not taking Diptech and hoping that somebody else will take it, and I'll get a -10 here for the neighbor bonus. All right, the game is warning me that I've got rebels. I'm gonna pay attention to that this time. Pay my troops. I'll take the autonomy in Umbria. It's not that great a province anyway. That should bleed off relatively fast. Clergy's about to happy up. That'll increase my income. Didn't actually see how much, unless it's going to calculate this month. Nope. Pretty good bit, though. Yeah. I should probably start paying this fort too, because rebels are going to rise up and go directly for that fort. This one as well, actually, just in case. Well, the Sienese are not. The Sienese might be a problem, but the Florentines will not. Alright, I'm at my limit. I didn't get my bonus cost reduction, so that's sad, but that'll do just fine. Some high autonomy here. I'm not sure why. Alright, rebels. Come on. Come on, boy. Come on. You can do it. I'm liking this whole even income with paid army, though. Alright, they're going to take that, and then they're going to march to Firenze. I'd rather not attack them in the hills, so I'm going to permit it. I also would like to have a better general. But to do that, I'm going to need the nobility on my side, so I'll feed them a bit of prestige. Oh. Well then. I can't do it for 10 years. I'll do this the old-fashioned way. Good enough. Could also afford to use some of my large reserves to buy another trade ship. Alright, Florentines, bring it on. Problem solved. Now just wait for the Sienese. Pass this and get more reform desire. But you know, not sure that I care a whole lot about reform desire. I do like that national tax modifier plus 2% though. Alright, improve relations. Keep that coming. Minimal slowdown, please. I believe that's another claim on you, and that's all I can claim. And then for Naples. Since it's coming from one pool of spy network, I can actually make claims off of Aragon with this as well. Get these islands, perhaps. Freaking Milan. improve relations. How do I stand amongst the great powers? Maybe a half of the last one. Could be worse. Could be much worse. Austria is not even on here. Wow. Money for mercantilism? I've got the money. I've got the money. Ferrara rivals me again. What do they do? Develop? No, I don't know. Maybe they caught up in tech. Let's play Everybody Rivals the Papal State. I guess I've eclipsed a few people. Actually, no, not recently. I don't know. I've eaten some people. The Shadow Empire trigger in 1500. It's a long time to wait. The Knights are threatening my trade, probably through Venice. They're independent but guaranteed by Venice. Ooh, this is actually quite good. I could declare war on Venice right now and bring Milan into it. France wouldn't help them. Ferrara would be an issue, but I think together we could probably destroy the Venetians. Aggressive expansion is an issue, I'm not forgetting that. But when you see an opportunity, sometimes it's best to just take it. I could do something like vassalize the knights out of this. I can ally Hungary. The Ottomans are fighting whom? Albania. So allying Hungary won't bring me into a war with Ottomans right now. But allying Hungary, I would love to do. No jubilees. Only the Pope may be jubilant. Sadly, it looks like the Hungarians are not going to win this war. But again, it's a deterrent. Hello, Atlas. Kill all other Italians. I'm working on it. Oh, I am working on it. Now, when the French get out of their war, I can get them into a war with Aragon as well. By declaring war directly on Aragon, but with the real goal being Neapolitan land. How's the poping going? Well, I've poped all over my region. Well, that's foolish of me. Let's claim the one with the fort on it. Yeah. Claim and keep claiming. Yes, yes, this seems good. Yes. Do the Knights have any other obligations? No. No, they don't. So vassalizing them is certainly a thing I can do. Let's do it. Milan, come to my aid. We shall strike down the Venetians. If possible, release some land from Ferrara. I'd love to see Modena or, yeah, Modena on the map. Because that way, they won't hate me as much as Ferrara does. And the Knights will be a co-belligerent because I can. This will be a conquest. I can't imagine him getting Venice out of this. But I've got to declare something for conquest, and it might be perhaps Treviso? That might be being too greedy considering the AE I have. Then again, it's not HRE land. They've got a big navy. They've got heavies. Or at least heavy. It's a little scary. We do have 2 more galleys here, apparently. Which adds up to not a lot of galleys. Although more than they do, but that heavy is terrifying. Yeah, I'm not going to go for Venezia. It's just too risque. I think Treviso is a fine war goal. Although Verona might be better. Because it's a better province. Not as defendable. Verona it is. I could also just break up all of Ferrara's alliances. Yes. Alright, here they come. This is fine, because I'm right here to help my allies. Oh, they have a lot of ships. There's a lot more ships than I expected. That's fine. That is okay. That is okay. I'm gonna tell these guys to protect trade in case I forget about them, but to go home at war. Looks like peace is coming back to the map. Which is fine, because that might be another war target. Alright, cheaper advisors, that's good. Saw a dialogue about Aragon, but I'm not sure what that was about. Mantua's farmlands. It's not really easy to take land. Whoa! They were not holding that fort, were they? Ferraro's military genius really shining through. It's actually bad if Venice takes this, because that might knock Milan out of the war. And that would be very bad. Oh, Pisa might just completely supplant Lucca. I'd be okay with it. I think I am going to have to leave a troop here to hold this siege progress and then help Milan take out these Venetians, because otherwise this is going to be a real problem. I don't want Milan to get out of this war. That's 17,000 men I need to keep my superiority of the numerical variety. Of course, I need them to take that fort in order to make something out of this, so... keep sieging until then. Man, they're adding a lot of cavalry. 7 cavalry! Come on, Milan. Do not attach to this. Do not... God damn it. I need you to help me. Help me help you. Maybe I do have them attached to that? Okay. Here's the papal controller. Aragon. Milan, I really need you to help me out here. Okay, here we go. Alright, we get bonus discipline. It's a sign. Where is Milan? They're there, they're still attached. Let's do this. Oh, ho, 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 ho. Alright, we have more morale. Probably from our very high prestige. Yeah, so those is negative. We have better discipline, because we have a 10% bonus between my leader and the Vatican Library. And they have no army anymore. So, yeah. That's what I want to see. Now, getting to the knights is going to be a little rough because of the huge Venetian fleet that's going to be guarding them. But I might be able to sneak it in. Especially if I have an army in Treviso. Because if they don't guard Venice, I'm just going to take Venice. Not much war exhaustion either. I'm sure it's far worse for them. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. All while making positive income. It's good to be the voice of God on earth. Shit. Oh, is Milan going to take care of that for me? Is Milan going to take care of that for me? Milan? You want to take care of that for me? Milan? Milan? Hey, Milan. Ah, I can't name that as an objective. Well, I'm going to go defend my land. Okay. You want to, like, take some land for me? Here, take this fort. Go. Go. Come on. Where are you going? Sailing to Urbino. Why? I mean, okay, but why? Might as well add my general to my siege general to this while I have the chance. And now I can knock Ferrara out of this. Now, of course, taking land is going to be prohibitively expensive. Well, actually, that's a lot, but not that much. You're not excommunicated or something, are you? No. Huh. No, I think you're going to annul your treaties. You'll end your rivalry with me. You'll annul your Venetian alliance. You'll annul your Savoyard alliance. And your Austrian alliance. Furthermore, you can release Modena. No, don't release Modena. But I do want military access for the duration of this war. You know what, you can keep your rivalry. That's fine. I'd rather have money. You can ditch your claims on me, though. That would be nice. Although you're just going to get them back. Yeah. Yeah, I need that military access because they're going to cut me off otherwise. And this money will fund me for ages. For only half an inflation, which is a little surprising. Guess my income is high enough. So be it. Now we take Treviso. Oh, they're going by boat. Interesting. No, they're just going by boat to Friuli. I lost my claim on Pisa. Well, that's interesting because Pisa is about to be an independent nation. Which is fine. That access isn't very good, is it? Well, next month I'll cancel it. I don't know where their army's going. Oh! They went to Avignon. Clever girl. Guess I should have deleted that fort after all. Is that a battle pope? It is a pope who oversees battles, but sadly I cannot directly contribute to the battles because that is no longer allowed. Okay, I need to get some troops to Urbino. Because these guys are about to show up. What? Pisa only got one territory? Leaders of... what do you call this government? Theocracies can no longer be... leaders, military leaders. Do I want national unrest? Is that important to me? It kind of is right now, with all the wars and whatnot, and I've got money. Don't like national unrest. The Milanese general is just as good at sieging, so he can take care of that. But here comes a Venetian, so let's go to Verona, where I can defend. He is in hills, so I've got that going for me. Yeah, pineapple. I know how that is. One of my friends was hovering it just short of diamond. He reached, this is an Overwatch, by the way. He reached, like, 2 points from diamond. The same game, I reached about 5 points from platinum in the last season. And then we both dropped about 500 points for a while. We did eventually get there, but yeah. Okay, looks like we're making progress faster than he is. I should probably pay attention to my friends and see that they are relatively happy with me. Also spy on the Aragonese. Let's just butter up the important allies. Oh, those people exist well below diamond, trust me, pineapple. There's not a lot of, there's a lot of people that just will not play as a team. Power, can I don't want to tech up. Got a penalty. Penalties are bad. Bad. Improve the Romagna. Any tips for doing a Speed 1 EU4 campaign? I can blow my brains out half the time. Don't do Speed 1. Yeah, Royal Marriage Achievement. You might be able to pull that one off. It gets really tricky if you pick a theocracy or a republic. but can still be done. Come on, you need to take that so I can then turn around and help you take your land back. They're in hills. They're perfect for killing. They are beating you, so please hurry. No, wrong way. Don't go that way. God damn it, man. I need to kill their army so I can make a tryst to the knights. I got work to do over there. I don't feel inclined to attack this myself. But apparently they don't feel inclined to not engage either. Well, I'll take back their land while they take Venetian land, I suppose. There's like no garrison here, so it should drop pretty quick. Alright, I'm ahead on Miltech, so let's get Land Leader Shock, which is a shame because I already got a general. It's not retroactive. Meantime, I'll loot Brescia. Problem here is I need to just deal with this army so I can go to the Knights without losing Milan as an ally, because there's a good chance that I'll get trapped at the Knights because the Venetians will trap my army with whatever I take down there, which is going to be 8 troops. I should probably double check that the Knights have less. Okay. They have 5. Okay, I can beat them with 8. But I expect to get trapped. Expect to be trapped there, so it's going to be my last move. Hungary, not looking great. Not looking amazing. Sadly, Pisa and Lucca are now going to join trade leagues. Could probably kill Lucca right now. Been developing. Oh man, it's more aggressive expansion. Come on, Milan. I need you. I need you. Wait, why is this more expensive? Oh, neighbor bonus. War-weary population. I can gain 2 war exhaustion, lose some tradition, or gain 1 war exhaustion because I'm strict. Get back in line. You know what? I'm so far ahead on dip. That is just fine. Get back in line, everyone. This is farmlands. I really don't want to dive onto it. Chances are, though, he's kind of trapped over here, I think. Maybe not, but you'd have to go a long way around. Feel like I'd really enjoy RimWorld? Yeah, I know I would. I know I would. Oh, new Pope. He's pretty good. Pius II, 353. I like that a lot more. He's got National Unrest -2, so we are stable as shit. Hungary is the Curia controller. Hopefully he'll call a crusade on Ottomans or something. Alright, they're slowly getting Istria. Venice has way too many forts. Corfu is way too independent. Okay, end of the year, I will buy up technologies, including a new idea group. Which, yeah, I'll be fine. So for this idea, since I'm so far ahead on dip, I think influence actually is the right choice. Sell my advisor for admin. Sell my advisor for admin? The Renaissance started in Arezzo, which at the time belonged to Ferrara. But yeah, I think influence is the way to go. Oh, you want me to replace this guy because I just got something as good? He doesn't have really good a replacement, so he can stay for now. Naval ideas? Probably not. I work my way up toward -2 more unrest via tolerance to the true faith. My force limit did go up by 1, so let's hire... Let's go home and then hire another guy. A Navy only run. You could start as a Pacific Islander. That would work. You ought to come help me here, right? Right. Alright, here we go. I do have an advantage. I did lose my tactics, my strong tactics bonus. I still have a small one. I still have a good morale bonus. I'm hoping the Milanese will come in and flatten them. They can't go very far, I don't think, because of forts. They can go far enough. Why am I only at 55% war score? Milan's occupied. Well, Milan, take back Milan, please. I've got a mission to run. Alright, they're doing it. They're doing it. Alright, I can carry 8 troops. Tally-ho. It may well be to their demise, but we will just find out. This is my shot at getting one of the 3 marches I'm going to need. That is a very long movement line. I need 9 troops for forts? Ah, oh well. Guess I'll have to come back then. We have a level 3 fort. Right, Livonian Order, Teutonic Knights, and... Wow, that was a quick pope. Teutonic Order, and the Knights, yes. Those are the 3 I need. Livonian Order is the only really tricky one, because if they get eaten completely, I have to take some land that they used to own and release them within a time limit. Alright, Milan pieced out, and that's dangerous for me. Now I'm on a time limit. Yeah, sailors are useless. Yearly devotion. Terrible. Don't need it. Get off this boat. Yes! Noble rebels. Knights, the peace comes when you succumb. Hopefully these nobles come and just crush them in Treviso. I am taking attrition here, but I need the progress. Probably have to split my fleet and then send half back to repair. Come on, noble rebels. No, not that fort. Okay, I can no longer fight them, so I'm going to back up behind my fort. And we play the waiting game. Gonna have to keep a constant train of like, oh no, actually this is a bad idea because I have enough ships. Okay, we're fine. I'm probably not gonna be able to take much from Venice at this rate though. The rebels are killing each other. No, you're losing sight of the goal here. The Venetians have to die. Alright, they got Treviso back. That's bad news for me. Especially if they go for me over the rebels. Apparently they're going north instead. I don't know where they're going though. They should have access south. Well, at least I'm not getting war exhaustion anymore. Here we go. Now they're fighting. And losing. Fantastic news. I'll go sneak in and take for... Oh no, they're winning. Ah, crap. The knights will be mine. And my fort will be theirs. Apparently I'm going to fight something here. Ah, that troop that's going to land. I'll take it. Pop. Pop. 5th of December. Pop. Well, close enough. I don't have 10 troops. Why would I not be able to go there? Why has my access been cancelled in Ferrara? Oh, I have to wait a day. They were just in a battle. Wait, to the end of this month, send out the fresh ships, and then recall my quickly bleeding out old ships. Should be able to take that. This should be the last swap I need to do. Although at this rate. Alright, I'm not gonna have time to take another fort. What I want from the Venetians is basically just... Oh, he is, nice. I want this. You won't give it to me. Oh, because Istria. Damn it. Do I have to take Istria instead? Well, there's a small chance I'll take that first. I'll take Istria if I need to. Oh, come on. This fort's not been progressing. Hopefully I won't need to swap out my men again. But I need this guy here so this fort won't take it. Oh, and my general died too. That's really bad. That's why this is progressing so slowly. Or a factor, at least. Come on now. Come on now. That's 4 ticks in a row where there's been 0 progress. chances are tiny. It would be disastrous if you took my land first. Okay, there we go. So, yeah, at this point I'm inclined to take what I can from you because I don't want to actually fight your boats. I'm going to vassalize you. Take all your money. Really, there's not much more to be done. I want you to keep your claims, but I'll take your rivalry away from you just so I can get the prestige out of you. And one vassal acquired. Can dock my ships. Bring them home. So there's no way I'm beating Venice anymore. Well, there is, but it's expensive. I could do it. I have to buy up a lot of troops. To buy up extra troops. I could just make mercenaries. I could crush his army here, which is very small. Come back and take Treviso or Brescia. Preferably Brescia because it's going to be easier to take because it doesn't have a naval resupply route. You know what? Screw the Venetians. We're doing this. What are you? 2 galleys. Okay, he should be avoiding me, not trying to fight me. Endless war? It's not endless. I'm going to end it. In a great conflagration it will end. I do like seeing Egyptians, the Mamluks in Aden here. This doesn't feel terribly efficient, but it needs to be done. Gotta get all my troops back. I actually don't need to buy more troops. They haven't reinforced much. How long have I been missing an advisor? Discipline, yes please. I'm gonna take the next batch straight to Siena. Yeah, I don't need to buy more troops. I just need him not to take it on the stick. What I could use, I'm not sure if I have a, no, it hasn't been long enough. I can't get another general. Welp. I need one. And he is amazing. That's only 1 star. 4 shock, 2 maneuver, 1 siege. 4 shock and 1 siege this early in the game is really, that deserves at least 2 stars. But according to the game, it's just additive. Too many. Okay, too many. Ferraran military access. If I cut off your military access, is it gonna trap the Venetians? I actually don't want to do that because I need to get through you anyway. Just for kicks, let's get Milanese military access. And can I get Lucan? I can. So I'm actually going to do it. As soon as I attack, I'm going to cancel the Milanese military access. Okay, he didn't take it, so I'm going to let a month tick to get my men back. They'll arrive after the month. And then after the battle, I will revoke my access. Actually, I should have done it now, so I wouldn't have gotten the one dip expense, but there it is. So I'm hoping he just cancels. No, we still have access. He still has access. I don't, apparently. Well, I can get it from Luca. Let's put that siege pip to work. I see the knights seem to have sold most of their fleet. You're gonna put small numbers of troops over here? Okay. Especially if you are going to leave them. Unguarded. Pop. And I really don't need to have all these men on there, so it'll be more cost effective if I just hang out in Cremona with the rest. All I need is my general and some infantry. In fact, it's slightly more cost effective if I have one less infantry. Especially if he keeps throwing these small stacks in here. Accept your sacrifice. Florentine separatists in Arezzo. That's fine. Let's just step away from here again. Hope he chooses to return. I bleed prestige. I don't need more. Whoops. I forgot to make claims. Such as this one. And this one. Alright, I'm all geared up for my my war against Castile, Aragon, whichever one that is. Can the Iberian succession crisis occur? I'm guessing France is the papal controller. I'm the papal controller. Well then. We're gonna be excommunicated. We cannot excommunicate rulers left and right. Well, that's what I wanted to do, though. Gotta wait 3 years. That's a shame. They have too much influence with the whole... Oh, they have too much influence. I didn't know that was a thing. I regret doing this to Venice, by the way. immediately. Oh no, Venice. I'm getting what I want. You're gonna like it. Disclaimer, cannot force liking. My nobles are worried, but they really shouldn't be. So one thing I don't want to do is the Shadow Empire. So I should probably pay attention to what that's going to require. Hey, Brutes and Jetrix. I might accidentally... Well, I can't remember. Do you have to actually add it to the HRE? Like, would I have to go add my lands? Which, ironically, I can't do because the Emperor doesn't like me enough. Which is weird. Alright, so there's that. Should do a multiplayer. I've never done a multiplayer campaign. Not to say I'm opposed to it. But I don't know. Okay, let's see. Everybody's pretty happy with me. Nobility's very happy with me. I could get my general now. In fact, I should, and then piss them off. Grant generalship. I could also go ahead and get military support. And then I could royally piss them off. You know, it just costs a little bit of prestige, I think. Oh no, I can't do it yet. Well, I know how multiplayer works, I just haven't done it. I've convinced a few people to try CK2 multiplayers, but nobody sticks with it. None of my friends really have the patience for that game but me. Which is a real shame, because it's a gold mine. Yeah, I want the clergy to be happy. Screw the nobles, right? That was a bad move. That was a real bad move. Okay. That was a bad move. So what would happen if I removed this from you? Okay, that would get you below what I needed. You get pissed off even more, but I could stop you. So I'll wait for an event, and hopefully I won't have to deal with that. $50 marks short of the Hessian Mercenaries achievement. How'd you do that? What's the requirement? Like 100? Alright, this is the one I wanted. Treviso would be very nice as a bonus on top of that, only Genoa would really get angry. I could take Venice, but it'll piss off the world. Unless I don't take Istria. And then it'll only piss off the world a little more. 1 million in mercs. It doesn't seem right, man. guess I'll leave Venice and just take these. You might be thinking of 1,000,000 manpower, which is an entirely different achievement. Venice is such a nice... Oh wow, it's held by rebels. You know what? I want to learn something. So I want to take all 3 of these. This will anger some people. If I don't do it quick, I'm not going to be able to do it. It's not merchants, it is Hessian mercenaries. $50K in merc, which would be 50 mercenaries. So if you were 50 short, that means you had none. I could diplome some people into happiness, but that would take time. So you know what, I'll just go the safe route, and I'll just take these. Austria is not... Ferdinand is fairly peaceful. Doesn't want my land, so I think that'll be fine. Yeah, I do have claims on these, right? Oh yeah, I got all kinds of claims. Got claims for days. And that's not quite enough, so I want his money. You have to have no loans as well. I can humiliate him. I can't take his trade power because... I could take his trade power. That would be pretty big too, but I'd rather humiliate him. I want this land. Yes. Want the money. Got 10% more. War reparations sounds fair to me. Oh, that's too much. He won't take it. Well, war reparations isn't all that. Actually, I'd rather have the war reparations than the money almost, so. Because I've got a bank account. I just want the steady income. Do I take out a bunch of loans? I used to. I almost never take loans anymore. Alright, so I'll be taking 33 of his ducats, his hard-earned ducats. I'll be humiliating him. Why is that hard to say right now? Taking Verona and Treviso. And then rubbing it in his face. For the Pope. Alright, I got one of the necessary vassals, and I am well on my way. Have I ever played Tall in EU4? No. That sounds boring. No. Okay, Milan still has his alliance with me, which is good. Because that war, I thought you might have had to lose it. It's just at the time I didn't care. I have a lot of admin, so I wouldn't mind spending the extra for cores. So I won't be bringing down war exhaustion. I can get another mill tech. A very good one. And I should stop focusing admin since I'm doing ideas for both dip and military. Frankly, the influence ideas seem better to me in the immediate, so I'm going to focus diplomacy. Excellent. All is well. All is well in the Pope state. In Popeland. It's tempting to get rid of my fort in Roma, but having a capital siege is a little painful. And so I'm going to have to ditch a relationship here. I think that Lucan military access, they are mad at me. They'll probably ditch it on their own. So this doesn't really hurt. Cancel my military access. I'll take my transports and send them over here so they can do their thing. And you can continue to protect trade in Genoa, where I collect a solid 2 3/4 ducats. And 1 in Venice. Alright, the year is 1483, and the Papal State rises. We are approaching great power status. And I'm still, strangely for me, decent on manpower after wars against people that are my equals. So things are going pretty well. Next big step is going to be finding my way to the north. Preferably when the Livonian Order or the Teutonic Order are already weakened enough to vassalize. What that's going to mean is I want... Okay, good. Teutonic Order has over 100% cost to fully annex, which means Poland could come in, smash them to bits, and then I could no CB the rest if I really needed to. Same with Livonian Order. And then comes the matter of acquiring Jerusalem. Who is the Crusade target? The Mamluks? No! No, you fool! Who would do that? Aragon. Damn you. Alright. That's fine. Everything's fine. Now, I assume everybody else is going to have their allies all lined up. Aragon. Can I claim more on Aragon? No, I got all that stuff. I can claim these now, again. Renew my documents. I can claim more Venetian land if I wanted to. The AE is a bit high, though. This will get easier once the Shadow Kingdom fires, unless I just fixed it by... Well, unless Friuli gets taken and it doesn't... Turns out it doesn't need to be in the HRE, it just needs to be controlled by an HRE member. Which I'm not certain about. And I just gotta keep an eye on Dominus of the Clergy, which is rising it to a month. And I think I can excommunicate someone again. Right about now. Oh no, 1485. Okay, a little longer. Deus Vult, indeed. I figured it was the appropriate time to do my Papal State campaign. plus alliteration. It was available. Hey clergy, you want to give me 150 admin? You probably don't, and I don't really need it. But it's admin, so why? So tempting. So tempting. But they'll get pissed. Can always throw money at the problem. Give me that admin. Feed it to me. Indulgences, to sell or not. Many countries have started to sell indulgences for money, so that the rich may save their souls and continue living in sin. This practice guides a lot of money to the coffers of the church, and while some condemn it, others think it should be allowed. We can forbid it and lose stability, and lose 10 reform desire, which disables the selling of indulgences for Catholic countries. Or we could get +5 tax income forever. Are you kidding me? Double my tax income? Well, no wonder the AI is hard-coded to do this. This would really slow down the reforms, though. I was kind of planning on trying to stymie the Reformation, but when they make it this tempting... What devotion? Okay, that did not add +5 straight up. I guess that's per year, must be. Which, in retrospect, is not as good. That must be annual. Ah, oh well, no regrets. I'll take it. Decorate the Sistine Chapel. The old decrepit Cappella Maggiore is no more, and in its place the Grand Sistine Chapels now stands. The Temple of Solomon and the Sistine Chapels are the same dimensions as given in the Old Testament. Oh, cool. The exterior is unadorned by decorative details, the building divided into 3 stories with a vaulted ceiling and 6 tall arched windows on the sides, 2 on either end. Although beautiful in its simplicity, the chapel's beauty could be enhanced by frescoes painted by the foremost artists of our time. And I have some choices here. The Pope has some good events. I don't think these events were in the last time I played the Pope. It was like 2 or 3 years ago or something. Oh man, okay, so no matter what, I get yearly devotion plus 0.1. I can get permanent unrest -1. Permanent devotion gain, I don't want that one. Permanent improved relations plus 10%, that's not bad. Idea cost -5%. Missionary strength plus 1%. And I'm not taking 1 prestige. That would be terrible. I wonder if this one triggers this event to keep coming up, though. Kind of like the last one. The unrest is tempting. But if I'm going to be invading the Muslim lands, conversion strength is also very tempting. I do love improved relations, though. What was the last bonus I got from the chapel? I guess I didn't. Michelangelo gives me the worst bonus. Oh no, it's idea cost. Idea cost is actually not bad, especially this early in the game. But as a Western power in Italy for no less, I don't expect to have an issue. Missionary strength is pretty tempting. The missionary strength comes from the option, just find someone to decorate the chapel. Don't hire anyone important. Prestige is good. National unrest. It's between the national unrest and the missionary strength for me. Hmm. Maybe I should be beelining for these, but that disables the Curia, which... Well, then I couldn't call a Crusade, so that seems like a post-Ottomans kind of thing. Really can't decide. I do love National Unrest -1. That'll stack really well with Tolerance to the True Faith +1. You're planning on taking the autodopes in Tunis early, otherwise I'd still go for idea cost reduction. The points are too good to spend on other stuff. Maybe. I'm not saying it's bad. That's for certain. Choices are hard. Point reduction is pretty damn good. You raise a good point. They did a good job on making these choices difficult. What I really like about improved relations, though, is it means I can attack more often and don't have to worry about coalitions as much. I like how I've brought back in the ones that I said I was going to dismiss. Prestige is still dismissed. Seeing as you still got more than 95% of the ideas unlocked idea cost reduction. Ideas... Wait. Seeing as you still got more than 95% of the ideas unlocked idea cost reduction is still a huge thing. Not sure how to interpret that. I doubt you would have issues with unrest, especially with all the tolerance they are converted. Yeah, when they're converted. Which is why I like the missionary one. I don't even... Funny thing is, I don't even have my heart on religious, but... No, I should go religious. I should absolutely go religious. It just fits the theme, right? Minus 5% of 400. What's that, like 20 points a pop? 40 points? No, 20 points. That's really not that much. I mean, it adds up, yeah, over time, but... My last game, the Netherlands run, I was spending points on development all over the place because I didn't know what else to do with it. Well, that's not bad. I'd prefer to expand faster. You know what? I'm going with the National Unrest -1. Hello, Sandro Botticelli. The Papal State demands utter control of its subjects. No opposition will be tolerated. Veneration of relics, allow or disallow. Church has always kept relics from saints to venerate and in some cases used to heal the sick and infirm. This long practice has now been challenged and some believe it to be idolatry, a heresy that should be banned. The selling of relics has made many a church rich, and if the Pope were to publicly announce his support of this practice, some of that money would find its way to our coffers. Another permanent tax income +5. Yeah. The church approves of giving me money. $10 ducats. It'll matter a lot less later on, but in the beginning it's going to give me a big boost. Who wants prestige? Oh, and chance of a new heir. That's important for me. It may be worth taking the time to take a vassal or two here. Byzantium, namely, is going to be a very good one. 1602 I have to, until then I can take part of it, well, near 1602. 1594. I do want to vassalize Byzantium and start eating away at the Ottomans, even though, oh, this core stayed. I thought this core went away, but I was wrong. Even though they'll be Muslim at this... No, they'll still be Orthodox, because the Ottomans don't convert this land. Because they have that really good unrest reduction. What? At war with Ottomans, Ragusa and Tunis. The Ottomans brought in allies for that? Wow. Speaking of allies, I'd really like to get somebody to help me out here in dealing with the Ottomans. But that can come later. As long as I can get my 3 marches, I'm actually pretty good. Seeing as Poland and Lithuania are not allied, I kind of suspect that Muscovy's going to go crazy here. And Crimea didn't get under the Ottomans either. So both of Muscovy's common barriers are gone. Largely. Oh, that's why the Teutonic Order is still there. Lithuania allied them. And the Livonian Order. I've not discovered No Guy yet. Hi, No Guy. There we go. So where do I want to go from here? Got a good chunk of AE. I would love to actually go to Naples. And if I were to declare war directly on Aragon, I could bring France into it. Although they're going to ask us for favors, or for land, which I'm not necessarily opposed to. And the amount of time it'll take me to actually take this land, to win this war completely. I'll have some AE burned off. Let it be known that this all belongs to me. It's of vital interest. Also these. And let's not beat around the bush here. Is this Jerusalem or is this? It's one of these. Something like that. I think I'm starting to lose my voice a little. Screw it, this whole area is mine. Alright, seeing as my voice is starting to go, and it's very late, I'm going to call it there, and come back, I think if not tomorrow night, likely the following night. Again, I don't keep an actual schedule, so it's basically whenever I feel like it, but this will be happening. I got a lot of time over the holiday break because I am not going home this year. To avoid the flights, I'll just do another trip some other time, which means I will have a lot of spare time to blow. And I enjoy doing this with my spare time, so. Thanks for sticking around, keeping me company, and have a good night, everyone.